Good morning.
Morning, sir.
So,
Good morning, sir.
yeah, have you done with the homework? I think many people have shared their homework with me. Do you have a full control with the chapters on the Schedule 3 format, Division 2 of Schedule 3 format? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Everybody?
Yes, sir.
So, chapter number
Yes,
1,
sir.
which talks about quick revision before going to the
Presentation of financial statement.
presentation of the financial statement. Then,
Indian AS 1 is presentation of financial statement.
okay,
Indian AS 7 cash flow statement.
okay,
Indian AS 37 interim financial reporting.
yeah,
Indian AS 101 first time adaptation of financial statement. So
yes,
Indian
yes.
AS.
Okay,
Chapter number 2 revenue recognition.
okay,
20 sorry. Indian AS 20 accounting for government grants and disclosure of accounting estimates.
okay.
Indian is 115 revenue from contract with the customers.
Okay.
Chapter number 3 measurement based and accounting policies. Indian is 8. Indian is 8. 1 minute.
Accounting policies and changes in
Accounting policies and changes in accounting estimates and errors. Indian is 10 events after reporting period. Indian is 113 fair value measurements. Chapter number 4 assets. Indian is 2 is inventories. Indian is 16 property plant and equipments. Indian is 116 leases. Indian is 36 impairment of assets. Indian is 38 intangible assets. Indian is 40 investment properties. Indian is 105 non-current assets held for sales. Chapter number 5 liabilities. Indian is 12 income taxes. Indian is 19 employee benefits. Indian is 37
provision contingent liability contingent
persons contingent liabilities. Chapter number 7 disclosures. Indian is 24 related party transactions. Indian is 33 earnings per share. Indian is 108 operating segments. Chapter number 8 industries and transaction specific. Other Indian is 21 effect of changes in foreign exchange rate, and Indian is 41 agriculture. Chapter number 8 separate and consolidated financial statement. Indian is 27 separate financial statement. Indian is 28 investment in association and joint ventures. Indian is 110 consolidated financial statement. Indian is 111 joint arrangements. Indian is 112 disclosure in interest of other entities. Indian is 102. Indian is 102 share-based payments. Indian is 103 business combinations. அவ்வளவுதாங்க சார். அவ்வளவுதாங்க சார்.
financial instrument சொல்லிட்டீங்களா? Have done with financial instrument 32107109.
So financial instrument and other chapters அது மட்டும் நான் வந்து complete Indian years மட்டும் தான் சார் படிச்சிட்டு வரேன்.
That comes under Indian only.
Yes sir.
Okay, tomorrow you must tell me about that also. Okay.
Okay sir.
Now next is Priyadarshini, you have to add with your roll number. What is your roll number? Otherwise, in the back end, there will be a problem. Sankar.
Sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Everybody.
Sir.
Surya, Vidya, Vishnu, Sangar, Mohana, Meena, everybody, can you please say good morning?
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. So I hope you have gone through this list of the NDAs as well as Division 2 of Schedule 3 format. Do you have a control with Division 2 of Schedule 3 format? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll be asking someone to say that format during the class time. So be ready for that. Be ready for that. Okay. Now, I like to continue with asset. That asset category. There are 8 NDAs which deals with asset category. There are 8 NDAs which deals with asset category. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be going one by one with respect to asset category. Okay, we'll be going one by one with respect to asset category. Shall I?
Yes, sir.
Okay, continue. So asset, there are the main area. The name is called asset. There are 8 different standards which talks about this particular area. Can you please name those standards? My list of standards. NDAs. Question to everybody, my dear friends.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you please name that list of standard NDAs number?
AS2 inventory, sir.
Inventory.
2 inventories,
It's
NDA
property,
6
plant, and equipment.
property,
Plant and equipment.
PPE, property, plant and equipments, then
116 leases.
Leases.
leases, then
23
23
borrowing
borrowing
cost.
Borrowing cost.
23 borrowing cost,
36 impairment of assets.
36
Impairment of
Impairment of
assets.
assets. 38.
Intangible assets.
Intangible assets. 40.
40 investment property.
Non-current asset.
hmm,
105.
Non-current asset held for sale.
sale.
So these are the 8 different list of standards are dealing with one common name is called asset. One common name is called asset. Actually, the asset is divided into 2 categories. Okay, one is called the current assets, another is called a non-current assets. Under current assets, this NDAs 2 will go. When it comes to non-current assets,
105.
1638. Correct, Appa?
Yes, sir.
1638 and 40 also. Screen is not visible. Sorry. Now I hope you are able to see. Okay. So current assets NDAs 2, non-current assets 16, 38, 40. If you see, there is a common standard for 16 and 38, that is nothing but 36. 36 is a common standard for 16 as well as 38. Tangible assets also can be impaired, intangible assets also can be impaired. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
40 is something is a different assets. Non-current assets held for sale, that's also fixed standard. Actually, this assets. These are the standards which directly talks about asset. These are the standards which are directly talks about assets. Whereas the other things like the circle which I'm going to make it now, this, which is talking about an asset, but not directly. Somewhere it is linked with an asset. Hence, we grouped under the heading called assets. Yes, lease, mainly which talks about different area, but one of the area of the lease which talks about asset, can I recognize as a part of assets? All this stuff. The lease which you learned in the IPCC, AS 19, accounting for lease, and 116 is completely different. And 123 borrowing cost. I'm incurring borrowing cost related to asset. Can I capitalize the borrowing cost or charge it to P&L? So that is the main concept of discussion with respect to 23. But if the borrowing cost is related to asset, what to do? Can I capitalize? So that part which is that particular part alone is linked with asset. Hence is grouped under the category called assets. Same 105, non-current assets held for sale. I have a factory. I'm planning to sell that factory to outside people. I'm not in the position to run the factory. Now those non-current assets held for the purpose of sale. So that again, it talks about asset only, but not directly related to asset. Asset would have been recognized already. Now that asset is held for different purpose, what to do? Since that area also which is talking about an asset, we grouped under the category called assets. Are you clear? So India is 2, 16, 36, 38, 40. These are the 5 standards which directly talks about asset. These are the 5 standards which are directly talks about asset. Everybody clear? Whereas other 3 standards, even though we grouped it into assets, but it is not directly talking about an asset. Indirectly, one portion is of that standard is talking about an asset. Is it clear, Amma? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
So now, let me take the different way. India's 2, 16, 38, 36, 40. 36, 40. So, actually, rather than saying like this, I can say this one area, this is another area, this is common for this. This is different area, it's newly added. Okay, rather than saying newly added, you would have had the corresponding accounting standard, AS 13, investment, accounting for investment. Yes or no? That would have covered in the minimum manner, but a 40 is going to cover very detailed manner. India's 2 not a corresponding accounting standard is AS2. AS2. I hope you all people are expert in AS2 or all the accounting standard. Correct? I hope everyone here are expert with respect to accounting standard. Tell me, huh? Yes or no? Friends, yes or no? Why there's no answer from your end? Silent means it's accepted. So you're expert. Correct?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. Who is that? Dayalan? Shankar? Yes or no?
Sir, I asked only accounting problems only. I am expert, not accounting standards, sir. Accounting standards small.
Without knowing accounting standard, how can you be expert in a problem which is related to accounting standard, my dear friend? Huh? Okay, Vidya, Shurya, Paneer. Tell me, huh? Expert only. Accept.
Not an expert, sir.
You must be expert, huh? Okay. So now the corresponding AS with respect to India's 2 is AS2. So let me write in the different way. Yeah. Let me use different ink. So AS2. For this AS10. No need to take the corresponding reference when you're coming to the final, but just to have a feel that yes, I'm learning the concept which are already familiar. Okay, to give that type of feel alone, we are writing this 38. is 26. Intangible assets. Impairment of assets. Can anyone please tell me the existing standard number? Quickly. Hello. Don't take time. Tell me the existing standard number. என்னப்பா இது கூட சொல்லணும் என்ன பண்றது
38.
38 existing standard. Are you having 38 standards under in AS? Huh? Hello.
AS 4 and 5.
Yes. No, I didn't get you. Yes. Yes.
Only
28, sir.
Yes. Yes. 13. Okay. This is a corresponding accounting standard. This is a corresponding accounting standard with respect to the Ind-AS. Okay, with respect to current Ind-AS. Is it clear? Now. So, first and foremost, if you want to take something into this category, there should be one particular condition that is called asset. Now, asset. What is asset? Can you please tell me the definition of asset? Asset. When can you recognize something as an asset in your financial statement? When can we recognize something as an asset into our financial statement? Is there any condition needs to be satisfied or no need to satisfy with any condition?
Conditions are there, sir.
What is those conditions? Can you please tell me?
And the benefit is
Held
for
in the
long
business
period.
to generate income
Okay.
and
Then. So,
for the purpose of business.
cost. No, you're talking about the general or the inventory, the definition which is related to inventory. Cost of the asset should be known. Control of the asset should be within the enterprise. Future economic benefit are expected to flow to the enterprises. Ratapa. Cost of the asset should be known. Control of the asset should be within the enterprises. Future economic benefit are expected. Future economic benefit are expected. Suppose this particular word is not incorporated with existing accounting standard or the corresponding Ind-AS, you and I or none of the person who do business in India can recognize anything as an assets into their balance sheet. If this particular word are exported, if that word is not incorporated with accounting standard or Ind-AS, you and I or anyone who do business in India, they can't recognize something as an assets into their balance sheet. So what do you mean? Say for example, we decided to do certain business. We are importing a machinery. We are arranging all those factories. When you are importing a machinery or when you are fixing that machinery in your factory or at the time of starting a business, can you please give me the guarantee that you are going to earn 100%, definitely there will be a profit? Can you please give me that assurance? While starting any business, is it possible to give assurance? That I'll be getting 100% profit? It means that I'll be getting definitely profit, there won't be loss. Can you please give me that assurance?
No.
Is it possible to give that question? If this particular word is not given in the not question, not incorporated with the accounting standard, nobody can recognize something as an asset. Everybody. So when we buy an asset, we simply estimating that or expecting that because I have purchased these assets, I'm going to use into my production. Okay, then by way of production, I will be in the position to get a profit. So I'm just expecting, estimating. I can't give the guarantee. You know very well. Thousands of people are starting a business. Okay, is everyone has become successful? Answer is no. Few people are going with the losses after a couple of months or a couple of years. They're ending with the closing their business also. So nobody in India or nobody in the world can give guarantee or assurance that if I go and start a business, I'll be getting a definitely profit only. Everybody intention is to get a profit only. But there are various other reasons also have been associated with our business. It may be profit, sometimes it may go with losses also. So if this particular word would have not been incorporated with standards, nobody can recognize anything as an asset into their balance sheet. You agree with me? Since these particular words are there, everybody we are able to incorporate as an asset. Pakka? Everybody? Tell
Yes,
me,
sir.
yeah?
Yes, sir.
This is a common definition. This is a common definition for Ind AS 216 or another 38. This is a common definition for Ind AS 216 and 38. After this discussion, you can split the assets into two categories. Okay, current assets, non-current assets. Current assets. First definition is asset. Okay, then the asset means whatever I discussed with you in the term of definition that is common for 21638. Then you can split or you can bifurcate assets into two categories. One is called current assets, another is called non-current assets. Can you please tell me the definition for current assets? Anything which is receivable in cash within 12 months from the end of reporting period. From the end of reporting period is become current assets. Okay, that is become current assets. Non-current assets means an asset which is not current assets. So here Ind AS 2, time being Ind AS 2. Okay, non-current assets, again it is split into two categories. Tangible assets, intangible assets. Tangible assets, intangible assets. When it comes to tangible assets, Ind AS 16, property, plant and equipment. When it comes to intangible assets, Ind AS 38. I'm not talking about investment property, that we will be discussing later on. Investment property mostly will go under non-current assets. Sometimes it may come under current assets also. So are you clear with what I'm trying to discuss with you, my dear friends? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So what we are going to do, first and foremost, we'll be covering this in the AS2. Then we'll be moving forward with 16. Then we'll be moving forward with 38. Then we'll be going with 36. Then we'll be coming back to 40. Is it clear? Because all these standards are interlinked. Okay. So state by state, we have to move. So first and foremost, we're going to take Ind AS 2 for our discussion. So please understand, we were started with chapter called asset. Asset is a chapter. I think third chapter or fourth chapter. Fourth chapter is in our case, chapter number 4 in our material. Chapter number 4 only, na? 4 is asset. 1 is presentation, 2 is recognition, 3 is measurement based on accounting policy, 4th is asset. Under 4th chapter, there are 8 different units or 8 different standards are there. Okay, so we have written all those list of 8 standards. Then we have discussed about the linking of assets. Then we understood the terminology called what is my assets. When will you okay, what is the definition or what is the recognition measurement? Recognition definition. Okay, if you want to recognize something as an asset, what is the definition with respect to asset? That's a common definition for 2, 16, 38. After that, is split into 2 categories. Okay, current assets, non-current assets. Anything which can be converted to cash within short span of time, then it is become current assets. If it is going to take a time, then it, or otherwise, which is not current assets, is become non-current assets. So non-current assets is further divided into 2 categories. Okay, tangible assets, intangible assets. Tangible assets means which you can see, touch all the stuff. India is number 16 PPE. Intangible assets means which you can't see. That's a brand, all the stuff which comes here. Those items are called intangible assets. So now we are going to take in the AS2 for the purpose of discussion. Can you please tell me the heading of the Ind AS2, full heading? Ind AS2 full heading. Inventories or valuation of inventories?
Inventories.
Inventories. So we are going to take this, okay, for the today's discussion, inventories. Friends, first and foremost, you must understand that something is there in the enterprises that is called as asset only. After one step go ahead, you must find out whether will it come to profit and loss account. It means that current assets or non-current assets Say for example, I do have a mobile with me. Now, if I have this mobile and another mobile with me, then should I treat these mobiles in my books of accounts under inventories or 16? Or take an example before going to the definition which is related to inventory. I have a building. Assume this is a beautiful building. Don't ask me, is it a beautiful building? Example, assume that I have a building. Can you please tell me under which standard you would like to recognize this building?
Property, plant and equipment.
PPE. Building means it's a PPE. Correct only, no? Everyone?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Is there any other alternative answers are there? Because India is
sir.
a democracy country, I must give an option to everyone, right?
If the building in case of real estate business, if it is a stock in trade, then it will be under AS2. So.
Okay. Then, friends, building, as you say, it may go to Ind AS2 or 16 or 40. It may. Okay. At the moment you see building like a foundation, we are not supposed to conclude that. So building, no, that always will go to fixed assets, PPE only. Answer is no. Okay. So please understand. Revenue or income is generated is generated by trading an asset, by using an asset, by holding an asset, trading an asset in days.
2.
Using an asset into business or
Business.
profession.
In
A is 16.
16.
Simply you're holding an asset. By way of holding an asset, you are able to generate an income.
In
40. So
40.
investment property.
India is 40 or 116. Lease also. Or lease also. Lease is a common standard. We will be linking India is 60, 40 and lease 116 together. That's a different area. So time being, you can keep this 40. So can you able to understand that by looking at assets, you can't conclude that it will go to PPE, etc. You have to go and check one step forward. Okay, how I'm able to generate an income with the help of these assets? Am I trading these assets? By way of trading, I'm able to get an income? Yes, sir. Then it goes under India's number 2, inventory. Sir, by holding that assets, I'm able to generate an income. I'm not doing anything. It means that I'm not trading an asset. I'm not using it to my business or profession. Simply I'm holding an asset. By way of holding an asset, it generates a rental income to me. It goes to India's number 14. Sir, I have a building. I'm using the building for my business or my professional activities. I have a machinery. Those machineries are used for business or service industry. Like computers and all is used for service. It comes under India's number 16. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
now you can
sir.
understand very well about building. Building on the, if you're simply constructing a building and going to the market selling a building, like contractor or the real estate people, for them, even they have 5 building or 500 building for them, that is become inventory to them because they are able to generate an income by way of trading building. They construct the building, they go to the market, sell the building, realize the profit. And another case, I have constructed one building for my business purpose or professional purpose. I'm going to run my business activities in that particular building. Now, I'm also able to generate income, okay, not by trading that particular asset, by using that assets into my business or profession, I'm in the position to generate an income, hence it goes under India's number 16. Hello? The other case, I simply purchase the building. I'm not at all trading that building. I'm not using the building into my business or profession. I simply let out the building to somebody else. Since I let out the building to somebody else, he used to give me monthly rental income. So now also I'm able to generate an income like the first person or second person. I'm also able to earn an income, but my way of earning an income is completely different comparing with the first case and second case. I'm simply earning an income by way of holding the building. Since the building is registered in my name, since I'm owner of the building, I'm able to get an income. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So that goes
Yes, sir.
under India's number 40. Pakka. Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Clear. So by looking at assets, you are not supposed to say that it will go to this standard, that standard, etc. The mobile phone is, for me, it is 16, property, plant and equipment. Because by using this mobile, I'm talking or I'm communicating with my clients. So by using this mobile, I'm in the position to generate an income. So it goes into PPE from my point of view. If you go to the cross-cut or 100-feet road in Coimbatore, you can see so many mobile shop is there. You can see so many mobiles within the shop. For them, the same mobile, same Samsung mobile or iPhone, whatever may be, is become inventory for them because those people are able to earn a rental income. Those people are able to earn an income by way of buying and selling a mobile. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And very good. Another example, you can see the chair. Okay. If you go to the showroom, furniture showroom, there will be a chair. Those chairs are inventory for them because those people are able to generate income by trading that chair. If you come to our academy, you can see so many chairs in our academy. Those chairs become, okay, PPE from our point of view. The same chairs are with somebody else. You know that marriage, whenever marriage is happening, there will be one person, one vendor who will supply this chairs, etc. on a rental basis. Daily 5 rupees, 10 rupees per chair, etc. Okay, the chair is remain chair from the point of furniture wala, and from academic point of view, from the person who letting out that chair. But the way of earning an income is completely different. Furniture showroom, they're trading a chair, they're buying and selling a chair, they're able to get an income. In the S2, we are able to generate an income, okay, by using the chairs into our academy. India is number 16. The other person are able to earn an income by holding the chair. Since he is holding the chair, he is able to get a rental income. Pakka. Solupa. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Now. Hereafter, we are not going to discuss anything about 16 and 40. We'll be limiting our discussion with India's number 2 only. So, every standard, not only this standard, again and again, I will not be repeating this concept which I'm going to discuss with you now for the next few minutes. I will not be repeating. I will not be repeating when I go to the next standard and all. Okay, this will be discussed only once at this place. This is applicable for every standard. Whatever the standard, 35 standard which we are going to discuss, for all those 35 standards, the concept which I'm going to discuss with you, it is applicable. Since you are already expert with respect to accounting standard, I don't want to spend too much of time over here. Since you are already expert, listen. All the accounting standards deals with certain areas. Can you please tell me? The areas in which accounting standard deals. India's deals with. Can you please tell me the areas in which India's deals or accounting standard?
Consistency, approval, and going concern.
No. My question, you are talking about India's one. My question is a common question which is applicable to all the accounting standard, which is applicable to all the Indias.
Presentation, recognition.
The areas in which accounting standard deals.
Presentation,
Okay.
recognition,
Definition, sir.
So, partly right, but maintain the order. Recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure. Okay, I hope all these things would have been studied at your IPCC level itself, group 1. There is a commonly one question which comes from this area. Could you please specify the areas in which accounting standard deals? Foremost question. Oh, is it so, sir? Like that and all, don't think. Okay, yes, it is there. Recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure, RMPD. All the accounting standard deals with these 4 areas. All the accounting standard deals with this particular 4 areas. All the accounting standard are India's which deals with these 4 areas: recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure. Recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure. Is it clear? What is in the recognition, presentation, recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure? We'll have a small discussion to this. Whatever I discussed here, this part is called recognition. Am I right? This part is called recognition. Do you agree with me? Shall I recognize under India's number 2 or India's number 16 or India's number 40 is called the process of recognition? And which standard I can consider is called recognition? Tell me, yeah. Hello?
Yes.
எந்த
Yes, sir.
ஸ்டாண்டர்டுக்குள்ள எடுத்துட்டு வரணும்னு சொல்றது is called recognition, yes or no.
Yes, sir.
So whatever I discussed so far in that this particular part is called recognition. There is an item building. Can I recognize the building under index number 2 or 16 or 40 is called recognition. Pakka. Tell me, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Under which index is called recognition? At what value it should appear in my balance sheet is called what? Measurement. Okay, so I am planning to recognize under this standard, but at what value it should appear in my balance sheet is called
Measurement.
measurement. Is it clear? Okay,
Yes, sir.
now presentation. Okay, in which place I supposed to be present in my balance sheet? Where to present? Disclose. What are the details? You know, there are different accounting policies are there. Disclosure about accounting policies and etc. Disclosure about accounting policies and etc. Recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure. Recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure. So recognition under which standard is supposed to be considered? Measurement, what value should appear in a balance sheet is called measurement. Balance sheet, in which place it should appear is called presentation. What are the other data are supposed to be disclosed as a part of this asset is called disclosure. It's called disclosure. Are you clear? Everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So now, so all the accounting standard deals with this particular 4 areas. Okay, all the accounting standard deals with this particular 4 areas. Now, inventories. Can you please tell me the definition of inventories? Quickly, can you please tell me the definition of inventories? Make it fast. Definition of inventories. Make it fast.
Recognition, measurement, presentation,
I'm not
disclosures.
asking the question with respect to the areas in which accounting standard deals. My question is definition of inventories.
It's
You
a
have
Held
big
in the
value that
Inventories
held for
are
sale
held
in the ordinary course of business.
held for sale in the ordinary course of business.
business.
Then
intended to generate profit, income.
Then
It should be valued at either lower of cost or NRV.
No. I'm not asking the measurement point of view. I'm just asking the recognition part only. Inventory or the asset, correct? Because I hope I have discussed the definition of asset with commonly for all those standards, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Inventories. Held for.
Sale in the ordinary course of business.
In the ordinary course of business.
What's our business?
Ordinary course of
Yes,
business.
sir.
That is finished goods. That is finished goods. Is it clear? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
So next, in the process of, held in the process of, in the process of production, in the process of production, correct?
Yes, sir.
That is
WIP.
WIP. Next, last one. In the form of material or supplies. That is raw material. That is raw material. Clear? That is raw material. Everybody clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me the definition. Tell me the definition. Inventories.
Held
For
for
sale
sale
in the ordinary course of business.
Ah,
Cost of production in the form of
in the
material
form
or
of
supplies.
material or supplies.
supplies. Correct? Held for sale in the ordinary course of business. Held for sale in the ordinary course of business. That is
Finished goods.
answer. Okay. Held for, okay, sale in the ordinary course of business. Then in the process of production, that is WIP, in the form of material or supplies. That's nothing but raw material. That is nothing but raw material. Everybody, are you clear with this? Yes
Yes,
or
sir.
no?
Yes,
Next.
sir.
Sir.
Next. This is called definition. Definition comes recognition. Then applicability. Applicability. I think even in a workbook you can see all those definitions which would have been given to you. Okay. Ind AS 2 is not applicable. Is not applicable. Okay. It's not applicable to financial instrument. Financial instrument covered under Ind AS 32, 107 and 109. For this, it is not applicable. Then biological assets. Okay, another biological assets. Biological assets, living animals. Living animals. For this, okay. For this, Ind AS 2 is not applicable. Ind AS 2 is not applicable. Financial instrument, what is financial instrument? It's a big definition we'll be discussing when we go to 32, 107, 109. Biological assets, okay, biological assets, we'll be discussing detailing when we go to Ind AS number 16 and Ind AS number 40. And living animals also we'll be discussing at that particular place. Is it clear? Except this, Okay, Ind AS 2 is applicable to everything. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So, as I said, all the accounting standard deals with 4 area: recognition, measurement, presentation, disclosure. We have successfully covered, if I'm not wrong, we have successfully covered recognition part. Correct? This definition is become a recognition. Yes or no? Not applicable. Applicability is become, yes, for this item, this standard is not applicable. So, this both is commonly termed as recognition only. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Types of inventory is already covered: raw material, WIP, finished goods. This is called types. Shall I move forward, my dear friends?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I would like to discuss the second part called measurement. Measurement means at what value. You're not supposed to write what I'm writing in the black ink, otherwise write it in the pencil. What value it should appear. Okay. Measurement actually divided into two categories: initial measurement, subsequent measurement. What is my initial measurement, my dear friends? What is my initial measurement? Can you please tell me the differences between initial measurement and subsequent measurement?
சரி, இவ பொருள் வாங்குறோம்னா அது வாங்கினதுக்கு அப்புறம் ஆல்டர் பண்றது சப்சிக்வெண்ட் மெஷர்மெண்ட். அதுக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் போட்டு இப்போ பில்டிங் வாங்குறது, பில்டிங் வாங்குறது வந்து இனிஷியல் மெஷர்மெண்ட், அதுக்கு ஆல்டர்னேட்டிவ் ஒர்க் பண்றதெல்லாம் சப்சிக்வெண்ட் மெஷர்மெண்ட்.
No. Simply, if I want to give an example, I hope you'd have planned to do CA couple of years back. Correct? You would have planned to do CA couple of years back. At that time, you would have initially approached ICAI, foundation registration, or CPT registration, or intermediate registration, whatever the case may be. Correct?
Okay.
That is called the initial measurement. The very first time one asset comes into my balance sheet, at what value? One asset comes into my financial statement, I can't say balance sheet. At the very first time one asset comes into my financial statement, at what value should appear in my balance sheet or the profit and loss account is called the initial measurement. After that, subsequently, okay, one particular date will come. What is that particular date?
End of the financial year.
End of the financial year. So for each and every end of the financial year, at what value this asset should appear in my balance sheet or in my financial statement is called a subsequent measurement. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I go to the shop, I buy raw material or one particular assets. On the date of purchase, at what value should appear in my financial statement is called initial measurement. You can't come and force me to sell the raw material, or you can't force me to sell the finished goods at the end of the financial year. I would have been sold, or I may be selling in the next financial year. Tell me, yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, I have purchased a certain finished goods. I'm keeping it in my showroom for the purpose of sale. Take a case. Two-wheeler. Take a case, two-wheeler. Automobile industry. Okay, I simply go to the Honda manufacturer. I have purchased the scooty that is nothing but Activa vehicle with me. Okay, say for example, I'm purchasing these finished goods on 1st October 2019. I purchased on 1st October 2019. At that particular day, at what value it should appear in my financial statement is called initial measurement. Since I purchased the scooty on 1st October, you can't come and force me to sell all the scooty which I purchased on 1st October on or before the end of the financial year. I would have been sold part of the scooty, or I may be selling part of the scooty in the next financial year. Do you agree with me? So at the time of purchased from the Honda manufacturer, okay, at what value should appear in my financial statement in the form of inventory is called initial measurement. Subsequently, on 31/3/2020, at what value should appear in my financial statement is called subsequent measurement. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
The value would be same, or the value would have been changed?
Would have been changed.
There are reasons. You know that what is that PS4, PS 5, 6 and all is that. The High Court said or Supreme Court said that this is a deadline. After this particular deadline date, you can't come and register the vehicle which belongs to BS4 or BS5, all this stuff. So in that particular time, every showroom owner started to give more offer to the customer. So the value would have been decreased. Clear? So
Yes, sir.
you can't say that the value will be same. No, there are so many reasons that technology would have been changed, market price would have been changed, demand would have been decreased. Now because of Corona COVID issue, entire industry is down. So I can't expect the same level of profit which I had it in the last year. I must give the offer. Everybody. People don't think that you are learning a new concept. Oh, I'm learning a new concept. No, all these concepts would have been learned at IPCC level, existing accounting standard itself. Don't think that these concepts are there in India. Yes, no, it was there in ES, it is there in India also. Tell me, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I understood that you are expert only. Okay, now come to this initial measurement. Okay, first time at what value it should appear in my balance sheet called initial measurement. Then subsequent measurement. Is it clear? No.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to initial measurement, you would have been here. Sorry. Inventories always should be appeared at. Inventories always should be appeared at. In both
Star NRV.
inventories, for both cases it should be appear at.
Lower of cost or
Whichever is lower. Cost.
Star
NRV.
Net realizable value. Net realizable value. Sir, initial measurement and what is my subsequent measurement, I'll be discussing. Don't worry. What will be the impact, all this stuff. But for both initial measurement and subsequent measurement, the inventory should be valued at whichever is lower, cost or NRV. So here you have to study detailing what is my cost. You have to study the definition of NRV. Now the question gets arise at this particular place. Can you please anyone tell me why whichever is lower? Why not whichever is higher? My question to you is, yes, I do agree. Yes, as well as India says that inventory should be valued at whichever is lower, cost or NRV, whichever is lower. My question to you, why not it is higher? 1 second, please. Okay. So now cost or NRV, whichever is lower, cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Ma. So my question was, why it is lower, why not higher? Ma? Anyone here to answer to that question?
So we should not anticipate profit. We should provide for all possible losses.
Because of the prudence concept. Because of the prudence concept. Prudence concept says that anticipated profit should be ignored. Anticipated losses should be considered. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Because of that only, we are going with this particular concept, cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Now, you must understand the two different definitions. As I said, One is cost, another is NRV. Once you know, or once you have these two value in your hand, one hand cost, another hand NRV, compare these two value, whichever is lower, whichever is least, okay, take that value as inventory value. Correct, Appa? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
sir.
To decide this, in one hand you must have a cost. In another hand you must have NRV. If you have these two, then only you can go and compare which is least. Without that, you can't compare. So, cost. Cost means which includes purchase cost, cost of conversion, purchase cost plus cost of conversion. Any cost. Friends, we will be following this approach only, like a flowchart approach only. I will not be going through, line by line. I will not take material and read, oh, this is a thing, etc. I go, are you comfortable with the flowchart?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Will not be going with a theory format like word by word and all. Okay, so that you can read in the material itself. I will be going only with the flowchart format. Any cost, directly or indirectly incurred in relation to bringing the inventory into present condition and location. Present condition and location. Except abnormal, just be online. Normal, okay. Abnormal stage. So, abnormal wastage, such as raw material, wages, all this stuff. Here I can write raw material, wages, etc. Okay. Then storage cost. Unless it is necessary. I'll be explaining. Unless it's necessary. Administrative overheads. Admin overheads. Selling and distribution expenses. Selling and distribution cost. Borrowing cost. Ind AS 23, not permit. If permits, you can add. You should be very careful with respect to storage cost, and borrowing cost. So why I supposed to be careful with respect to storage cost and borrowing cost? Sometimes we'll be adding with cost of inventory and sometimes we'll not be adding with cost of inventory. So you can see that unless it is necessary, India is not permitting. So if it is necessary, we'll be adding storage cost as a part of inventory. The same way, borrowing cost, if India is 23 allows or India is 23 gives a permission, then we'll be adding. Clear? Everybody? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
So please be connected. Please be connected. Abnormal waste, raw material, wages, etc. Storage cost unless it is necessary. If it is necessary, I'll be adding with the cost of inventory. Pakka. Friends, I'm not
Yes, sir.
handling final syllabus. Some people are seriously, listening this session. Oh, I'm learning NDAs. Please understand, for your kind knowledge, this is a syllabus from foundation or CBT. I hope if you are from CPT route, you would have been learned one chapter called inventories at your foundation or CPT. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Two concepts, you should be very careful: storage cost and borrowing cost. If storage cost is necessary, then I will be adding with cost of inventory. Same way, if India is 23 gives a permission to capitalize or permission to add with the cost of inventory, I'll be taking that number. Otherwise, I will not be. So this is called a cost. I'll be explaining again detailing related to cost. Okay. Before going to that, NRV. I'll write the formula also. NRV. Can anyone tell me the formula for NRV?
Realizable value minus expenses for sale.
Sorry?
Expected value minus expenses, sir.
Expenses necessary for sale.
A lot to discuss, my dear friends. So we have to discuss about joint product, we have to discuss about byproduct, we have to discuss about fixed overheads, variable overheads, okay, all the stuff. And if the finished goods is valued or sold at below cost, in which raw material is used, how leave meeting. Leave the meeting due to network problem. Please let me know, sir. Why, my dear friend? Constant class is going on. That's all problem. Okay. Now, so estimated selling price. You didn't know what I'm trying to write? Okay, NRV. Estimated selling price. Number 2 minus estimated
Expenses.
cost to complete. Number 3 estimated selling expenses. That will give you another. Estimated selling price minus estimated cost to complete minus estimated selling expenses. If you do all the stuff, you will be getting certain value. That value is called NRV. Pakka?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? I'll be explaining everything. Don't worry. Now, shall I go to the first part, cost? With your permission, shall I go with cost?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sir, we thought cost is over, but again we are going back to the cost, sir. Now, I purchase a raw material or I am importing a raw material. This is an example. I am importing a raw material from US, $10,000. The exchange rate is 70. Can I take this as a part of cost of raw material, cost of inventory?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, this is the main thing. Rupees 7 lakhs. Discount I'm not supposed to write this amount now. I'm supposed to ask the questions with you. Discount at 10%. Trade discount 10%. Now, please, can you do the computation and let me know? No, not erased. Okay, let it be. Let it be. Raw material $10,000. Exchange rate is 70. Trade discount is offered 10%. Can you please guide me what I supposed to write on the board now? Friends, are you comfortable with this board?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting a feel that like a live classes using this board, all the stuff?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell me, trade discount is 10%. Tell me how I supposed to convert this number. What I supposed to write on the board now? Whatever knows to you, please tell me. Quick, 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 quick. Make it fast. Tell me, yeah.
First, converting the dollar value into Indian currency, sir.
Yeah. That's what. Please guide me how I supposed to convert. I don't know. You people are studying SFM subject and all, you are expert. But I'm not expert with SFM. Please tell me.
$10,000 into 70, sir.
That's what I'm asking you. 7 lakhs. Then
Minus 10%, sir.
which comes to
70,000. That is.
Don't take calci for this small computation, yeah? People have seen that 1 plus 1. They will take calci 1 plus 1. Then they will really, oh God, for this I am using calcium. 6 like that. Pakka. R. Are you getting 6 like 30,000?
What
Yes,
is that?
Yes or no?
Sir.
Which is correct? You please decide and tell me. I will reply to a message. I will join with you.
Number 2, sir.
Why? Answer is same only now.
No, sir. The dollar rate.
Not a cash discount.
Then how can you people given this answer? So what is your problem? You are getting 630, you are getting 630 only. But if 5 marks question, in this case I'll be getting 5 marks. In this case I'll be getting only 4 marks. You know the difference between 59 to 60. You know the difference between 199 to 200. You know the difference between 39 to 40. Everywhere?
Yes, sir.
1 mark only.
Yes, sir.
Everywhere 1 mark only.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Please
sir.
understand the terminology called trade discount. I hope you know the different types of discount. One is called
Trade discount and cash discount.
Can you please tell me the difference between trade discount and cash discount?
If bought in bulk quantities, the discount is given. That is trade discount.
Okay.
So when we pay the payment promptly, the discount given is cash discount.
Okay. Others? As I told you or discussed with you on day 1, the classes always will be, okay, 1 to many and many to 1 also. Okay. It should not be always 1 to many. I will not simply, sit and take the classes. Like interaction should be there. Because it's an online class. Okay, live class also, at least I can come and see your notebook. I used to walk into the classroom, I'll check all the notebooks and I'll make sure that you are not sleeping. But in the online class, I should be very, very careful. Okay. Tell me the difference between trade discount and cash discount. Quick.
Cash discount அப்ப cash கொடுக்கறப்ப தான் நமக்கு தெரியும் சார். Discount இருக்கா இல்லையான்னு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நமக்கு தெரியாது சார்.
So can I put it in this simple way that trade discount, somebody replied to me, second one, sir, while making the purchases, so the discount is given is trade discount. Okay, they're typing it seems. Okay, that noise is comes. Okay. Please understand, as rightly said by Meena, friends, whenever you are answering to the question in the chat, please make sure that it is everyone, so that others also can understand, others also can get into the participate. Okay, kindly change that option when you are replying to the questions. Please understand, trade discount, as he said, the trade discount will be given at the time of sale. Cash discount will be given at the time of remittance, at the time of payment. So that is the reason I reduced the discount in dollar itself, because this trade discount would have been given in dollar only. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's the difference between trade discount and cash discount. Cash discount will be given only at the time of settlement, not at the time of purchase. You will be coming to know only at the time of settlement. We may not know at the time of purchase. That is the reason in case of trade discount, we will be adjusting with purchase value. But in case cash discount, will be treating as income, other income into the profit and loss account. Do you have this experience in your articleship? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Trade discount, I can take 6,30,000 as a purchase value into the tally or the ERP which you are using it. Suppose if it is a cash discount, you have to take purchase value of 7 lakh rupee only. The discount which is offered by the vendor or the party at the time of settlement, same 10,000, sorry, 10%, 70,000. You must treat that as an income into profit and loss account. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So trade discount can be adjusted with part of purchase cost, whereas cash discount cannot be adjusted with the purchase cost, because we will be coming to know cash discount only at the time of settlement, not at the time of purchase. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So please understand, this is correct answer, this is wrong answer. It may look like a right answer, but you are not supposed to do like that. Then, friends, you pay custom duty. Don't think that I'm teaching you theory, I'm just covering one big problem itself. I hope you are able to understand that. Are you getting bored, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Bored?
No,
No,
sir.
sir. No, sir.
What is my question? Bored அடிக்குதாங்க? Yes, sir. எல்லாத்துக்கும் இப்ப பனிஷ்மென்ட் ஆன்சர் வச்சிருக்காரு. Everything, whatever you ask, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, now, are you feeling seriously interested or are you getting bored?
Yes, thanks, sir.
Everybody, yeah, please. Custom duty. You pay custom duty. Can I add with this inventory?
Yes,
Yes or no?
Yes.
Sir.
I pay GST.
No.
Depends.
Okay.
Depends. You know, there are refundable and non-refundable.
Non-refundable.
Input available, no input. Yes or no, my dear friends?
Yes, sir.
Custom duty, of course, obviously you can't take an input. So I can add. When it comes to GST, there are two different types. Is there? One is refundable, another is called non-refundable. If it is refundable, don't add. We'll be taking into asset whatever the GST we pay. If it is non-refundable, add. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Not clear?
Yes,
Clear,
sir.
sir.
Refundable means we'll be taking to the asset and we'll be setting up with payable output. Non-refundable means you can add with cost of the assets. Pakka?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Freight charges you pay to take the goods from Kochi port to Coimbatore. Kochi to Coimbatore. You are paying freight charges. Add or not to add?
Mostly it will be better only, sir.
So after that goods have arrived, okay, that's a raw material you're converting, like conversion cost. You're incurring labor, etc. Can I?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, okay, you know, sometimes when I go and buy raw material somewhere, okay, I can't take the raw material immediately. Once it's become on bulk basis, then only I can transfer that raw material from that place to my godown. Say for example, I'm purchasing paddy from the farmer directly. I go to so many farmer place. I purchase a paddy. Once it's harvested, I can't take it immediately to my godown. What I will do, I will see small storage place at that particular village, at that particular place. I'll be putting all those paddy in that particular
Warehouse.
place. Okay. So after a certain period of time, I'll be transferring to my godown. So for this particular period where I'm storing all those things into the local place, I have to pay rent. That's called storage cost. This is applicable for cotton also. This is applicable for cotton also. Okay. I am going to certain place. I'm simply acquiring or purchasing a cotton. I can't transfer all those cotton immediately to Coimbatore. What I'm doing it, I'm putting into one godown over there for a couple of months or 1 month or 2 months of time. Once, okay, every cottons have been purchased from that particular place. I'm arranging a big vehicle to transfer all those cotton from that place to Coimbatore. Till that moment, I'm paying a storage cost. Can I add or should not?
Add.
If it is necessary, you should add.
Yes, it is necessary only. Because I can't transfer 100 kgs of cotton immediately from the purchaser point to my godown. I can't do that. So it is necessary only. Yes, sir.
Add.
When you are importing a material custom, okay, in the port, till it gets clear, you're supposed to be store the goods at a custom port only. You have to pay the rent. It is necessary only. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It
sir.
is necessary, you can add. Shall I go to the next one? Next
Okay.
storage cost.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have manufactured the goods. Okay, I have manufactured the goods. To get a good amount of profit, I don't wish to sell the goods now. I like to put into my godown. I'm planning to sell it in the next financial year. Since I feel that in the current financial year, the getting of profit is very less, let me store this particular material. I'll be selling this material in the next financial year. So in that case, I'm paying a rent. Can I or should not?
Should not add.
No.
Should not. No. Because it is not necessary to make sale. If you want to sell, you can sell it immediately. But the previous example which I discussed, all those storage costs which I'm incurring is a necessary for the purpose of sale. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to understand the differences between necessary or not necessary? Storage cost means immediately don't take into mind that should not be. Sometimes we'll be adding. Most of the times we'll not be adding with cost of inventory. Pakka.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, friends, can you please tell me the different types of losses?
Normal loss.
Abnormal loss, abnormal loss.
Normal loss, abnormal loss.
Abnormal loss.
Which loss can be avoided? Which loss cannot be avoided?
Normal loss can be avoided.
Cannot be
Loss
avoided.
cannot be avoided.
Normal loss can be avoided. Huh?
Cannot be avoided.
Cannot be avoided.
Correct? Correct?
Yes, sir.
So, assume that you are preparing for an examination. Okay. During that examination preparation time, you are getting small fever, not COVID and all the stuff, small fever for 2 days, 3 days, 5 days. During those days, you will not be in the position to concentrate on the preparation or studies. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
It is normal or abnormal?
Normal.
So normal, when weather gets changed or climate is getting changed, okay, we'll be getting a fever or small, like a cold, all the stuff. So it's a part and parcel. We can't avoid. Okay, so that's become normal loss. During our exam preparation time, your friends comes and says that, oh, you are preparing for exam. Okay. Can we go to Ooty for a couple of days? Now you can't go, but in the normal scenario, can we go to Ooty for 2 days and come back? You say that, oh, Ooty, okay, climate will be good. Okay, we'll go. Is it avoidable or unavoidable?
Avoidable.
Avoidable, very well avoidable. That is reason the name is given as abnormal loss. Unnecessarily you are wasting your time. Abnormal. Yes or no? If you weigh something necessarily, then it is become normal. Clear?
Yes, sir.
No. Can I take it as a part of cost?
Yes,
Normal
sir.
loss. Hello.
Yes, sir.
What about this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
You can avoid, no, don't avoid. Don't take it as part of cost. Is it clear? Shall I give an example for this? Everybody,
Yes, sir.
I am transferring petroleum product from one place to another place. Assume that I am transferring petroleum product from one place to another place. 1000 liters of petrol. Now it goes to 80. I will take it as 100 because very soon it is expected 100. Okay. So it comes to 1 lakh, Amma. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I paid 1 lakh rupee at some place in for Tamil Nadu, southern place or like Coimbatore, Palakkad, or for all those places. I think the petroleum product gets transferred from one common unit called Sangagiri. Okay, from that place to that extent, the diesel or petrol comes through the pipeline. From there is getting transferred by using tanker, lorry, all the stuff. Now, I paid 1 lakh rupee. Now the goods comes from Sangagiri to Coimbatore, or you take it as Salem, Salem to Coimbatore. When the goods are getting transferred from Salem to Coimbatore, okay, normal evaporation will be there. Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
I will take it as 5%. It comes to how many liters?
1000 liters.
1000 into 5%.
50.
Actual liter received at CBE mean 20 liter. So total loss equal to 1000 minus 920, which comes to 80. Normal, abnormal. Normal is 50, abnormal is 30. Correct, Amma?
Yes, sir.
See, normal loss, either you go and drive the lorry or driver drive the lorry, you can't stop the evaporation. Okay, you can't go to the top of the lorries and say that don't evaporate, don't evaporate. You can't do that. Evaporation will happen irrespective of either you drive the lorry or driver drive the lorry. Correct? Huh?
Yes, sir.
So normal losses cannot be avoided. That evaporation is cannot be avoided.
Yes, sir.
Okay, abnormal loss. While lorry comes from Salem to Coimbatore, your driver took 30 liters of petrol or diesel and sold in the grey market. Sold in the grey market. Is it possible to be avoided?
Yes, sir.
If you would have had a proper security control system like CCTV monitoring, like a GPS system, all the stuff, you would have been avoided these losses.
Yes, sir.
So this loss is become abnormal loss. Now, consider don't consider. Charge into P&L. Add with cost of inventory. Add with cost of inventories. Consider means we'll be adding as a part of inventories. Here charging into P&L. Clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now. Tell me the value. Oh, sorry, 1 lakh divided by per liter of diesel divided by 1000 or 950 or 920 or 970.
950.
950,
950, sir.
950, which comes to
96.
1 lakh divided by 950 comes to
95.
105.26.
எவ்வளோமா?
105.26.
At Salem, can you please tell me the price of petrol per liter?
100.
100. Once it comes to Coimbatore, it's been increased to 105.
Yes, sir.
So we consider normal loss as a part of cost. Since you consider normal loss as a part of cost, the product cost will increase. The petrol cost will increase.
From 100
Yes,
to 100.
Yes, it have been increased from 100 to 105.26. That 5.26 is nothing but one cost. That is normal loss. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So abnormal loss 30 into 105.26. Whatever the amount will go to P&L as an expenses. Clear? Huh?
Yes, sir.
So are you clear with the normal loss and abnormal loss? What to do, what not to do?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I hope everybody taking notes also.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. The same thing which I discussed with respect to storage cost. Sometimes will be, sometimes will not be adding the storage cost. Is it clear? Will you add selling expenses as a part of raw material cost? Tell me, yeah.
At the time of sales, it will be added to
Selling expenses, marketing expenses. Marketing expenses.
No, sir.
No.
It will be charged to P&L.
Yeah, administrative expenses.
P&L.
P&L only. So all those items will go to profit and loss account only. All those items will go to profit and loss account. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Now. So I think I covered this part. Be online. Give me a minute. I need to do small arrangement. Give me a minute. We'll see. Okay. So I think we were discussed about the cost part, detailing, normal, what costs supposed to be added, what are the costs are not supposed to be added, all this stuff. Do you have control with respect to this? Tell me, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shall I go with this part?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me use this space. Computation of or calculation of NRV. Okay. Listen, friends, at the end of the financial year, the product would have not completed completely also. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So it may be 90% is completed, 80% is completed, 30% is completed. Clear? Now, I have to value those goods also. How to value those goods? Estimated selling price. Estimated selling price. Estimated selling price. It means that after I have completed the manufacturing activity, okay, completed, at what price it can be sold in the market? At what price can be sold in the market? Say for example, there is a water bottle. I can't sell the water bottle just like this. I have to put this cap also. Okay, only this is ready. I can't sell this. Once I put the cap, at what price I can sell it in the market is called estimated selling price. I am taking an assumption or I am estimating that it can be sold in the market for 1,000 rupees. Now, minus estimated cost to complete. I told you, no, I have to complete, I have to manufacture the cap and I have to put it over there. It comes to 50 rupees. If I want to sell this water bottle, yes, I got to incur selling expenses like giving commission to this guy, that guy, etc. Estimated selling expenses 10. So NRV is equal to 940. NRV is equal to 940. So even though I can sell it for 1,000 rupee, I can't take it NRV as 1,000 rupee. If I want to make sale of 1,000 or sale amount of 1,000 rupee, I have to incur 50 rupees as expenses to complete and 10 rupees for the purpose of selling. So if you reduce everything from this water bottle, net realizable value will come to me if I go and sell in the market after doing all this process, 940. Is it clear with everybody?
Yes, sir.
So NRV is equal to
Estimated selling price minus estimated cost to complete minus estimated
selling expenses. Selling expenses. By this time, you will be having in one hand and what cost, in another hand NRV. Compare these two different value. Whichever is least, take that value. That is become closing stock value. That is become closing stock value. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Friends, initial measurement, there won't be a problem at all. I would have been started with initial measurement, subsequent measurement. Initial measurement, it is always at cost because initially whatever I pay, that is become my cost. So whatever we discussed so far, I would have been told that this is a common for both. There is a reason for that. For subsequent measurement also, we have to find out the cost. No, with respect to that, I have told you that this is a common for both. But if you take specifically, okay, inventory, initial measurement always at cost only. Subsequent, because whatever I pay the money, that's become my cost. When it comes to subsequent measurement, then whichever is lower, cost or NRV. Cost or NRV. Cost or NRV. Is it clear with everybody?
Yes, sir.
So shall I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Now, with this concept, I'd like to move forward to the next area. You would have learned so many formula for valuing inventory. FIFO,
Weighted average.
standard cost, weighted average cost. Right, Amma? Have you learned all these concepts somewhere at foundation or CPT route?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
what is the purpose of having this FIFO method, LIFO method, standard cost method, all this stuff? And you know very well, LIFO is prohibited, other method is allowed. Clear? Where will you use all these concepts? Then what is the difference between the concept which we learn now? Valuation of inventories should be whichever is least, cost or NRV. What is the difference between that and this? Where will you go and use this particular concept, FIFO, standard cost, weighted average cost? Tell me.
For calculating cost.
This is called accounting policy. This is called accounting policy, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
I can use either FIFO method or standard cost method or weighted average cost method, or otherwise I can use standard cost method, you can use FIFO method. All these termed as accounting policy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now summary. Inventory should be valued at initial measurement. Edulama? Initial measurement should be
Cost.
Of course.
subsequent measurement will be
Lower
Cost or NRV, whichever is lower.
whichever is lower,
Cost or NRV.
cost or NRV. You know the NRV formula, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you know what are the costs to be added, what are the costs not to be added, and initial measurement. Pakka? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
So,
When this comes to subsequent measurement, to get this particular cost, you have to use FIFO method, standard cost method, or weighted average cost method. Already cost is there. Say for example, I have 3 pens with me. I would have purchased 10 different pens. I would have been sold 7 pens. Friends, tell me, I purchased
10 pens.
10 pens. Out of that, I sold 7 pens. At the time of purchase itself, I would have been computed cost of all 10 pens.
Yes, sir.
So cost of this pen also would have been computed at the time of purchase. This and the pen which would have been sold. Now that is not my issue. Now what are the 3 pens which is there with me? Okay, this I would have been purchased in April month, or I would have been purchased in recently March month also. Correct? Assume that I purchased same type of 10 different pen. Parker pen, same model, same quality. When I purchased in the month of April 19, the price would have been different. The same pen I'm going and purchasing in the month of October, the price may be same or might be different. Do you agree with me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The same model, same brand, you will go and purchase in the month of April, the price would have been different. In the month of October, the price would have been different. In the month of March, the price might be different. Same model, same quality. The price is getting different. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So the cost per pen might be different for the purpose of subsequent measurement. So to get that, either I may be using FIFO method, standard cost method, or weighted average cost method. Is it clear? FIFO method means whatever I purchased first, that would have been sold first. First in, first out. LIFO is a prohibited method. You know what is that method? Standard cost method, you know the formula to take the compute the price, and weighted average cost method also different formula. Is it clear? So for the purpose of subsequent measurement, to know the cost of the raw material, we'll be using either one of this method. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Are you clear that where you are
Yes, sir.
using all those FIFO method, standard cost method, weighted average cost method?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Pakka. Okay. By using FIFO method, you will be getting total cost, or standard cost, you will be getting total cost, or weighted average, you will be getting total cost. By using any one, you will be getting total cost. Holiday cost is that, but when it comes to subsequent measurement, how to get that cost? That's the question. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, friends, say for example, I have the following assets. Chair 1 to 100. Desk 1 to 100. Computer 1 to 10. CCTV 1 to 10. So how many assets are there? 4 different types of assets. Chair, desk, computer, CCTV. Pakka. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Can I value the chair by using FIFO method? Computer by using standard cost method? CCTV by using weighted average cost method? Is it possible? I have 4 different block of assets. 4 different types of assets. Can I use FIFO method for one group, standard cost method for another group, weighted average cost for another type of the group? Is it possible?
Yes,
Or
sir.
not?
Possible.
Or not possible?
Possible, sir. Possible, sir.
Question to everyone. Yeah, he said
Possible,
that it
sir.
is possible, but I need reply from everyone. Friends, I'm not asking any question from your financial reporting. My question is from your CA Foundation and CA Intermediate Group 1 and Group 2 only. Tell me possible, not possible.
Not possible.
Possible.
Not possible, sir.
Possible.
How many of
Not
you say not
possible.
possible? Raise your hand. You can raise your hand by using that option also. Not possible. Okay, not possible. Okay, okay. Possible. You can use, okay, for one group of assets, you can use FIFO method. Another group of assets, you can use standard cost method. For another group, you can use weighted average cost method. Very well, it is possible. Very well, it is possible. You have to disclose in the notes accounts. I used this method to value the furniture. I used this method to value this. But very well, it is possible. Pakka.
Yes, sir.
1 second. Clear up. Now, chair. One second. So now there are 1 to 100 chairs. For 50 chairs, FIFO method. Another 50 chairs, standard cost method. Is it allowed?
No, sir. Not allowed, sir.
Allowed, not allowed?
Not allowed.
Not allowed.
Users can't understand anything from the financial statement if it is allowed. Within the class of asset, for one asset I'll use FIFO method, or for another asset I use standard cost method, means the user of the financial statement can't understand anything from the financial statement. Yes or no? Clear? So please understand, for each class of assets I can follow different method, but within the class of assets I am not supposed to follow different methods. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Everybody?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay, done. So we have discussed about this. Almost we're done with this. The balance are pending is pending things which are to discuss. Fixed overheads, variable overheads, joint product, by product, then the special issue. These are the concepts we have to discuss. I think now time is 9. People might be going to office also. I'll be ending up this session. Okay, now